So my name is Dr. Mercy Mwangangi, and I serve as the Senior Director, Health System Strengthening at Amref Health Africa. And I'm pleased to be your moderator today. And really, it's going to be an exciting session where we have a good set of panelists.
Africa is and will be the center of multiple severe impacts of global warming. African populations are disproportionately affected by climate change, compounding the health risks already facing local populations and aggravating the pressures on an already suboptimal health system. This, despite the fact that Africa contributes only 4% of global emissions responsible for climate change.
90% of African communities are vulnerable to the impact of climate change. We can invest in data management, research, and far and beyond ensure that we translate that into capacity building. So I call on to every partner across to see that we are putting in the investment to generate information that will help us to develop evidence-based interventions and implementation strategies.
Integration should be our agenda. This integration should ensure that health systems are not only focused on disease elimination, but are also focused on resilience to the health systems to ensure that the health systems can actually withstand the threats that are posed by climate change.
Every time in Africa, we do a lot of things and work in silos. Those who work on health, they work completely different from the Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Health, without realizing that there is that interconnectedness.
Sustainable progress against major global health threats will only be possible if countries and communities have a greater voice over decisions that relate to their own responses. Strategies to address climate change, malaria, and NTDs should be tailored to the local context. By working together and participating in more cross-sectoral dialogue, like today's forum, we can create a world in which no one suffers from deadly or debilitating diseases. We must act with urgency and determination.
Climate action now is really a multifaceted, a multi-sectoral issue, and that's what we are replicating elsewhere under the framework of LOCA, financing locally led climate action. We broadened the discourse, and the discourse now is really multi-sectoral now. What we are doing with the Ministry of Finance under this program is really to rope in the health system, health ministries. We have had discussions trying to see how now the health sector can also, the way the agriculture sector is priority, the way the other sectors and energy and those others, we elevate the health so that it becomes part of that bigger discourse.
There's been a need for a systems approach. We've been able to empower the community. But what happens when they go to the health facility and their healthcare worker is not able to stamp the information they got at the community or ram up and say, yes, this is what you need to do? Because remember, our communities have different levels of trust, even as they go through the healthcare system.
Joy, you're talking to Shikedi. He's incoming as the ALMA president. What are you going to tell him about neglected diseases and climate resilient health systems?
Mr. President, are you aware of the economic impact that neglected tropical diseases and malaria are having on your economy? You can actually increase economic growth by over 5% per year by simply eliminating neglected tropical diseases. And if you eliminate malaria, you can double that. Now, imagine if you were to put this in your manifesto, and imagine if you are able to deliver on this promise, what this would mean for your party, what would this mean for your economy, what would it mean for the quality of life of your people. Let us work together to achieve this.
Our panelists have summed it up for us all: integration, data management and data use, ensuring that we have more evidence generated and that communities are at the center.